next chapter in module 3, that is 2. So here we are going to study about the centralized authentication. So under the centralized authentication we are going to study about the key distribution center, that is we call it as KDC, and under KDC we are going to study the two protocols, the Needham-Schroeder protocol and the Kerberos protocol. So the two protocols are using the same key distribution center, that is we call it as KDC here. Okay, it makes use of the KDC. And the next thing we are going to study here is biometrics. So let us see what is centralized authentication. So under this centralized authentication we have the KDC or key distribution center. So as we have studied in previous chapters, we have studied about secret key cryptography and also public key cryptography. Under secret key cryptography we have studied certain algorithms like TES, and under public key cryptography also we have studied two more algorithms. Okay, so but here if we take the advantages of secret key and public key cryptography, there are a number of advantages of secret key cryptography over public key cryptography. So first, if you are seeing a digital certificate, particular digital certificate, so that comes under mainly the public key cryptography. So there the digital certificates and the public key infrastructures, they need the support of public key cryptography. Okay, so to maintain this PKI, okay, it costs you very high. So also the public key and private key operations are relatively slow when you compare it to the secret key operations. Okay, so with secret key cryptography, actually if you are going for the secret key cryptography, the entity must share the key with each of the parties it wants to communicate. But how this key is being distributed, so that managing that case is very difficult here. So to manage those secret keys that is being exchanged there, to manage and securely store those large number of keys, it becomes a trivial task. So that's why it goes for a trusted third party. So here the trusted third party which distributes the key is the KDC. Okay, this KDC, suppose the client wants to communicate with the server. During that time the KDC distributes the key which is needed for the communication between the client and the server. So here KDC acts as a trusted third party that shares the long-term secret keys with clients and servers, and it maintains this particular secret keys in a very secure manner. So here the public key and private key operations are relatively slow when you compare it with the secret key operations. So managing this in a secure manner is a trivial task, and each user here, suppose who wants to communicate, okay, maybe a client wants to communicate with server, or party A wants to communicate with party B. If you take that particular case, so here each user has to register himself with the KDC, and that KDC will choose a password needed. So this is about the KDC. So let us see the message confidentiality using a KDC. So here consider a KDC or key distribution center, that is at the right side you can see here. Okay, so there are two parties, A and B. A wants to communicate with B. So this is the case here. So what initially A does, A informs the KDC that it wants to communicate with B. So that is there in the first step. So A sends his identity, and he also sends a message that I wish to communicate with B. So this is the message that is being sent from party A to the KDC or key distribution center. The KDC generates a random secret that is represented as KAB. Okay, and this will be dispatched to both the parties A and B. But how it is going to be communicated to both of the parties is, it is going to the KDC is going to encrypt that particular key, and then only it is going to send. Okay, it is not going to send it directly to the parties, it is going to encrypt it and then it is going to send the key. So A and B decrypt their messages at the both ends, and they obtain the long-term session key that is needed for communication. So A and B then encrypts all the subsequent messages using the session key using KAB. Okay, so here later the communication should happen between A and B. So for that purpose, the obtained key, that is we call it as a session key, so that key is being used for later communications. So if you consider the two protocols that uses KDC here, it is more susceptible to number of types of replay and man in the middle attacks. So the Needham-Schroeder protocol. So this is the first